music be the food of love. Play on. Give me excess of it, that servicing the appetite may sicken, and so die. Oh, that string again. It had a dying fall. Oh, it came over my heart like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bed of violets, stealing and giving odor. Yeah, enough. No more. It is not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou. Thy, notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea, not enters it, of what validity and pitch soever, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastic.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What curio?
The hart.
Ah, yes, the noblest that I have. Why, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she urged the air of pestilence. That instant I was turned into a hart, and my desires, like fell and cruel hounds, e'er did pursue me. How now? What news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face in ample view, but like a cloister she will veiled walk, and water once a day her chamber round with eye offending bride. All this to season a brother's dead love, but she will keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Ah, she that had the heart of a fine frame to pay this debt of love but to a brother, how will she love when the rich golden shaft does kill all affections else that live in her, when liver, brain, and heart are all supplied and filled her sweet perfections with one self? King, away before me to my beds of flowers, love thoughts lie rich, when canopied with bowers.
Oh, what country friend is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
Oh, what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Oh, perchance he isn't drowned. What think you, sailor?
Tis perchance you yourself were saved.
My poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam. Assure yourself with chance. After our ship did split, when you and those poor number saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, abind himself, courage and hope both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like Orion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
Oh, for saying so, sir, there is gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, whereto thy speech serves for the authority, the like of him. Knowest thou this country?
Why, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs you?
A noble duke in nature, as in name.
What is the name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I have heard my father name him. He was but a bachelor then.
And so is now, or so was very late, for but a month ago I went from hence. And then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know what great ones do, the less do prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
Oh, what's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who also shortly died. For whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
Oh, that I'd serve that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made my own occasion mellow. Oh, what my state is.
That were hard to compass. She will admit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
There's a fair behavior in thee, captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a suit with this fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid. For such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. Oh, it may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worthy his service. What else may have to time, I will commit. Only grant thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I'm sure cares an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier at nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Well, let her accept before accepted.
I, But you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes be good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And if they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday. And of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who? Oh, Sir Andrew Agasheik.
Aye, he.
He's as tall as any man in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool, and a prodigal.
Fie that you'll say so. Why, he plays the viol to gamboys and speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word without book. And he hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed, almost natural. For beside that he's a fool, he's a great quarreler, and but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarreling. 'Tis not among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
They are scoundrels and subtractors who say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, that he is drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking healths to my niece. I'll drink healths to my niece as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria.
I'm aware.
He's a coward and a coistrel that wouldn't drink to my niece till his brain turn over the toe like a parish top. Oh, what wench, Castigliano Volgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Agaface.
Sir Toby Belch? How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew!
Bless you, fair shrew.
You too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Oh, good Mistress Mary
Nice you
Accost.
mistake. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
Oh, by my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Very well, gentlemen.
And would thou let part so, Sir Andrew, that thou mightest never draw sword again?
And you part so, mistress, I would I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools at hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
But you shall have, for here is my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free, so I pray you bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Well, I think so. I'm not such a goose to not keep my hand dry. What's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Oh, are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I have them at my fingers' ends. Oh, but Mary, I let go your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you see canary put me down. Methinks sometimes that I have no more wit than an ordinary man or a Christian has. Though I am a great eater of beef, and I do believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. Oh, I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? Oh, I had bestowed the time in tongues that I had in fencing, dancing, and barefacing. Oh, had I but followed the odds.
Well, thou hadst an excellent head of hair.
Why, do you think it would have mended it?
Past question, for it will not curl by nature.
But it becomes of me well, does it not?
Excellent. It hangs like a flax on a distaff.
Oh, faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece, she will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4 to 1 she'll none of me. The Count himself here, hard by, woos her.
She'll none of the count. She'll not match above her degree in estate, nor wit, nor years.
Oh.
There's life in it, man.
Oh, I'll stay a month longer. I'm a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. Sometimes I delight in revels and masks, all together.
How are thee at these kickshosses, knight?
Why, as any man in a leer, though under the degree of my betters, but I would not compare to an old man.
What is thy excellence at the galliard?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
Cut mutton to it.
And I do believe I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore these gifts a curtain before him? Are they like to take dust like Mistress Mall's picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a coranto? Why, my very walk should be a jig.
Oh!
I would not so much as make water as in a syncopace. What dost thou mean? Is it a world to hide virtues in? I did think by the excellent constitution of thy leg that it was born under the star of a galleon.
Aye, it is very strong indeed, and it does well indifferent in a dun-colored stock. Now, shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Taurus, that's the sides and the heart.
No, knight, that's the legs and the thighs.
Oh,
Show me the caper.
oh, yes.
Higher!
Oh!
If the Duke should continue these favors toward you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humor or my negligence that you'd call into question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, ma'am, in his favors?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Oh, here comes the Count.
Who saw Cesario, ho?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Ah, stand you well aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no else but less than all. I have unclasped to you even the book of my secret soul. Now, then, good youth, go to her gate, and be not denied access. Stand her at her door, and tell her that thy fixed foot shall grow before thou have audience.
Well, sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow, as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous, and leap all civil bounds rather than return unprofited.
Say I do speak to her, my lord, what then?
Why, unfold the passions of my love. Surprise her with the discourse of my faith. It may do thee well to act my robes. You get that?
Yes, I think not so, my lord.
Oh. Well, believe it, lad. Don't worry. For thou looks... Thy youth will act well in thy affair. For example, thy lips are more smooth and rubious than Diana's. Thy pipe is shrill and sound like the maiden's organ. Ha! And all else is apt as a woman. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Some 2 or 3 go with him. More, if possible, for I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord, to call thy fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife. Where I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter in way of thy excuse. My lady will hang me for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He who is well hanged in this world need fear no colours.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where that saying was born of. I fear no colors.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and that may you be bold to say in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent. Or to be turned away. Is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Well, many a good hanging prevented a bad marriage, and as for turning away, let summer bear it out.
You are resolute then.
Not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other will hold, or if both break, your gaskins fall.
Apt, in faith, very apt.
Uh-huh.
If Sir Toby were to leave drinking, you'd be the wittiest vis-a-vis flesh in all Illyria.
Peace, you rogue, no more of that. And here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely. You were best.
Which it be thy will, put me in good fooling. For those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I, that I'm sure I lack thee, may pass for a wise man. For what says Chronopolis? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady!
Take the fool away.
Ah, you heard her, gentlemen. Take away the lady.
Oh, go to. You're a dry fool. I'll know more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Two faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. For, give the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If not, let the butcher mend him. For anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin. Sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If this simple syllogism will serve, so. If not, what remedy? There's no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty is a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprison to the highest degree, lady. Cucullus non fecit monachum. That's as much to say if I were not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you the fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, madam.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue. Answer me.
Well, for want of other idleness, I will bide your proof.
Good Madonna. Why dost thou mourn?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul's in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more the fool to mourn your brother's soul for being in heaven. Take the fool away, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth not he mend?
Yes, and shall do until the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
Well, God send thee, sir, a speedy infirmity for the increasing of your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but it will not pass his word for a twopence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship should take delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool who has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is but gagged. I marvel that these wise men should crow so at these set kind of fools, no better than the fool's zanies.
You are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take for bird bolts that which you deem cannon bullets. For there's no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now, Mercury, endow thee with leasing, for thou speakst well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman, much wishes to speak with you. From the Count Orsino, is it? I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended. Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go to, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I'm sick. Or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
You speak, Madonna, as though your oldest son should be a fool, whose skull Jove cram with brains. Ah, but here he comes. One of your kinsmen has a most weak pia mater.
By mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman! What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. Whoa, plague these pickled here. How now, Stott?
Good, said Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery! Oh, there's one at the gate.
Ay, Mary, what is he?
None be the devil any will, I care not. Give me faith, say I. It's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowning man, a fool, and a madman. The first draft under the sun makes him a fool. The second maddens him, and the third drowns him.
Go thou and seek the crowner, and let him sit on my cuz. For he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go look after him.
Ah, he's but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman. Oh, I'm still...
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He is fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand outside your door like a sheriff's post and be the support at your bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before 'tis peas cod, or a codling is before 'tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He is very well favored and speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Come, give me my veil. Throw it o'er my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her. Your will?
Oh, most radiant. Oh, exquisite and unmatched beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I took great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I'm very comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I've studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart, and yet by the very fangs of malice I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain. If you are she, you do usurp yourself. For what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it, I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains in studying it. It is poetical.
It is the more like to be feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gate, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that time of moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I'm here to hold a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady.
Tell me your mind.
I am a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver, given the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would...
The rudeness that hath appeared to me that I've learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I are secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any other's, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Now look you, sir, such a one I was this present. Is it not well done?
'Tis excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis ingrained, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you're the cruelest she alive if you would leave these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, with every particle and utensil labeled to my will as item 2 lips, indifferent red, item 2 gray eyes with lids to them, item 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You're too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
Oh, with adoration, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Though I suppose him to be virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices well divulged, learned, free, and
man valiant, and in dimension and the shape of nature a gracious person, but I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no answer. I would not understand it.
What would you?
Make a willow cabin upon your gates, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Holler your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you would not but rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortune, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Fare thee well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My lord, not I, lacks recompense. Love, make his heart a flint that you should love. And let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, face, limbs, act, and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon. Not so fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. Now, even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks this youth's perfections within invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind him. Would I or not, tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter his lord, nor hold him up in hopes. I am not for him. If that the youth should come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. Hie thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might, perhaps, distemper yours. Therefore, I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone.
Let me know of you, whither you are bound.
No sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners to express myself. You must know me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I'd called Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messling, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, was my sister drowned.
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. But, though I could not, with such estimable wonder, overfar believe that, yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you would not undo that which you have done, that is, kill him whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother, that upon the least occasion more, mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
All the gentleness of the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else I would very shortly see thee there. But I do adore thee so. The danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
On a moderate pace, sir. I have arrived since but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. And she adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance, she'll none of him. Oh, and one thing more, that you never be so hearty as to come again in his affairs, unless it be to return this. Receive it, sir.
She took the ring of me. None of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it at her, and it is her will that it be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. Oh, she loves me. Oh, sure, the cunning in her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. And none of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. And if it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she had better love a dream. Oh, disguise. I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fate? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she mistakenly seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is bound to my master's love, and as I am woman, now alas the day, what thriftless sigh shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. It's too hard of a knot for me to untie.
Sir Andrew, to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes. Thou knowest.
Nay, my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion.
Oh,
I hate it like an unfilled can.
oh.
To be up after midnight and then go to bed is early. So to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Marry, and I say a stoop of wine.
Oh, here comes the fool in faith.
How now, my hearts? Did you ever see such a picture of we three?
Welcome, Sot. Let's have a catch.
By my troth, the fool is so excellent in breath. I were 40 pound, I had such a leg, or so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast in very gracious fooling last night, when thou spokest of Pigogrammatus of the Vapians passing through the equinoctial of Quebes. 'Twas very good of faith. I sent thee 6pence for thy leman. Hadst it?
I did in petticoats for thy gratillity, sir, and Malvolia's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons were no bottle ale houses.
Oh, excellent! Why, this is the best fooling when all is done. Oh, how about a song?
6pence.
Oh. And there will be a test of me, too. If one night give up.
Will you have a love song or a song of good life?
Ooh, a love song? A love song!
I cannot for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming?
Ah.
Oh, stay and hear your true love's calling, who sings both high and low.
Ow.
Trip no further, pretty sweeting.
Ow.
Journey's end in true love's meeting. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent! Good faith.
Good!
What is love, 'tis not hereafter. Present mirth and present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Come and kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's the stuff we'll not endure.
A mellifluous voice says, I am true knight.
A contagious breath.
Oh, very sweet and contagious in faith.
To hear by the nose is dulcet in contagion. What shall we make the welcome dance indeed? Shall we rouse from him a catch that will rouse the night owl and draw 3 souls from one weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it. I am dog to catch.
Ah, lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
Most certain. And let our catch be, thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave knight. I shall be constrained to call thee knave knight.
'Tis not the first time I have constrained one to call me knave. Now, fool, it begins. Hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Good, your faith. Now, come, begin, sing. Hold thy peace.
Why do you keep here? If my lady had not bid up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My lady's a good hand, and we are politicians. And Malvolio's a pagoram singing. 3 merry men be we. Am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Tilly very lady. There dwelt a man in Babylon, lady.
Beshrew me, the knight's an admirable fooling.
He does very well if he be disposed, and so do I too. He does it with better grace, but I do it more natural.
Oh, the 12th day of December.
Peace!
My master! Are you mad? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's house? That you squeak out your cowsers catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Have you no respect of place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our catches. Snack up.
Snack up.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself from your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it please you to take your leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear hearts, for I must needs be gone.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What and if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
No, you dare not.
Out of tune, sir, you lie. Art thou any more than a steward? Dost thou think because thou art virtuous, that there will be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by Saint Anne, and ginger be hot in the mouth too.
Thou art to the right. Go, sir, rub thy chain in crumbs. Maria! Stoop of wine.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Go shake your ears.
'Twere as good a deed to drink when a man's a-hungry, to challenge him in the field, then to break promise with him to make him look at the fool.
Do it, knight. I'll write thee a challenge, and deliver thy indignation by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a nayword and turn him into a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, tell us something of him.
Marry, sir. Sometimes he is a bit of a Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
Why? For being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I've reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan that he is, or anything really but a time pleaser. An affection to ask that con state without book and utters it by great swarths. The most persuaded of himself, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies, then it is his grounds of faith that all who look on him love him. And it is on that vice that my revenge will find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the color of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, complexion, he will find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady, and on a forgotten matter, one can hardly make distinction of our heads.
Excellent, I spell a device.
I have it in my nose, too.
And he will think by the letters that thou wilt drop that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
And your horse now would make him an ass.
I doubt not.
It will be admirable.
Oh, sport royal, I warned you. I know my physic will work with him. I will plant you two, and let the fool make the third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed, to dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
Aye, she's a beagle, true bred, and one that adores me. What of that?
Oh, I was adored once, too.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hast need send for more money.
If I do not recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
If I do not, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Let's to bed, knight. Come, I'll burn some sack. 'Tis too late to go to bed now.
Give me some music. No. Tomorrow, friends? Now, Cesario, what that bit of song we heard last night, that old and antique song, methinks it did relieve my passion more than light airs and recompenses and of these giddy-pates times. Come, but one verse.
He is not here, my lord, that can sing it.
Who was it?
Festy. Lady Olivia's father took much delight in him. He's about the house.
Sing for him and play the tune the while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pains of it, remember me. For I am, as all lovers are, unstained and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is loved. Tell me, how dost thou like this tune?
It gives a very seat to where love is throned.
Ah, thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, though young thou art, thine eyes has stayed upon some favor that it is love, has it not?
A little by your favor.
What kind of woman is it?
Of your complexion.
Oh, she's not worth thee then. Of how many years, I think?
About your years, my lord.
Ah, too old, by heavens. Let her take an elder than thyself. So she to him, so she levels in her husband's heart. For, boy, as much as we can praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and more longer wavering and sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it's well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or else thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so. To die even when they to perfection grow.
Ah, fellow, that song we had last night, Mark Cesario, for is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters and the free maids who used to weave their thread with bones they used to play it. It's silly sooth, and it speaks of the innocences of love. Innocences. The joys of love, rather.
Are you ready, sir?
Aye, prithee, sing.
Come away, death, and inside Cyprus let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slayed by a fair cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck all with you, oh prepare it. My part of death no one so true did share it.
I would pay thee for thy pains, but
pains, sir. I take pleasure in singing.
Well, then I will pay thee for thy pleasure, then.
And pleasure shall be paid at one time or another.
Oh, I give you leave to leave thee.
The melancholy god protect thee, sir. And the tailor make thy doublet of changeable to fetter, for thy mind is very opal. I would that men of your constancy were put out to sea, that their intent may be everything, and their purpose every one. For that's it that always make a good voyage, nothing. Farewell!
Let all the rest give place. Now, once more, Cesario. Get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty, and tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands, but 'tis the part of fortune that is bestowed upon her. Tell her I hold more giddy than fortune, but 'tis the miracle and the queen of gems that nature does prank her in that attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, my
I
lord...
cannot be so answered.
But you must say that some lady, as perhaps there might be, had a greater pang of heart for you as you have for Olivia. You could not love her. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's size that can bide the beating of such strong a passion that love does give my heart. A woman's love may be called appetite, but mine is as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare to the love a woman can bear me, and that I owe Olivia.
But I know...
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In truth, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter, loved a man as it might be, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
What is her history?
Blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm in the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined and thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more and swear more, but in truth our vows are more than show. For we may prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of thy love?
I am all the daughters of my father's house,
Huh?
and all the brothers too. Yes, I know not. Sir, should I do this lady?
Yes, that is the theme. I have a jewel for her. Give it to her, and bid no delay.
Come thy way, Signor Fabia.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple in the sport, let me be boiled to death in melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to see the rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
I would exalt him. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again. We shall fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do not, 'tis a pity of our lives.
Oh, here comes the little villain. How now, my metal of India?
Get you three into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down the walk.
He's been in the sun this half hour practicing behaviors to his own shadow.
Observe his reading of this for the love of mockery, for I know it will make a contemplative idiot of him.
Lie thou there. For here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
Is but fortune, all is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that should she fancy it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it?
Oh, here's an overweening rogue.
Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advance and
Slides, I could so beat the rogue.
Yes, I said.
To be Count Malvolio.
Ah, rogue! Pistol him, pistol him! Peace, peace.
Having been... there is example for it. The Lady of the Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fire on him, Jezebel!
Peace.
When I've been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state,
No, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye.
calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone!
Oh, peace, peace.
And then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, saying I know my place, as I would they should know theirs. To ask for my kinsman, Toby.
Bolts and shackles.
Peace, now!
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up watch or play with my, some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control,
Toby, take you below the lips then.
saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your knees, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Though our silence be drawn from us with cars, yet peace.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warrant you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew it was I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace. And the spirit of humor is intimate reading aloud to you.
This is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's. Oh, why's that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. Oh, by my life, her very phrases, and by your leave, wax soft, and the very impressure of her Lucrece with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him liver into all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know. Oh, but what's this, the number's altered? No man must know if this should be the Malvolio.
Mary, hang thee, bride.
I may command where I adore, but silence, like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle.
Excellent wench, say I.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed
With one wing the Daniel checks at it.
I may command where I adore. Why, she may not command me! She is my lady, I serve her! And the end, what should that alphabetical position portend? M-O-A-I. If I could make that resemble something in me, softly. M-O-A-I.
Oh, make that up. He's at a cold scent.
Satchel will cry upon it for all this, though it be rank as a fox.
M, Malvolio! M! Why, that begins my name!
I know it's saying you should work it out. Her is excellent.
It falls.
But there is no consonancy in the sequel. A should follow, but O
And
does.
oh shall end, I hope.
I'll cudgel him and make him cry.
And then I comes behind.
If you had an eye behind you, you would see more detractions at your heels than fortunes before you.
Crush it a little and it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Oh, but soft, here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great. Some achieve greatness. Some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let my blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slow, and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee, that sighs for thee. Oh. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered? I say remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate, unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination shade me. For every reason excites me to this, that my lady loves me. Oh, I thank my stars I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised! Oh, here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smile becomes thee well. Therefore, in my presence still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything thou wilt have of me.
I'll not lose my part in this sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophie.
I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I, too.
Ask no other dowry of her but another such jest.
Nor I either.
Here comes my noble goal catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot upon my neck?
Or on mine either.
Will I play for my freedom at trade trip and become thy bondslave?
In faith, or I either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that if the image of it leaves him, he will go mad.
Nay, but speak true, does it work upon him?
Like aquavitae on a midwife.
Oh, if you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being given to melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, my most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend, in thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Thou a churchman?
No such matter. I do live in my house, and my house doth stand by the church. Therefore you may say I do live by the church.
So thou mayest say a king lies by a beggar, if a beggar dwell near him. Or the church stands by thy tabor, if thy tabor stand by the church.
As you have said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. Those that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
Then I would my sister had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, her name's a word. To dally with that word might make my sister wanted. But indeed, words are very rascals since bonds disgrace them.
Thy reason, man.
Troth, I can yield none without words, and words are grown so false I'm loath to prove reason with them.
I warn thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
I do care for something, sir, but on my conscience I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I would it would make you invisible.
Are not the Lady Olivia's fool?
Lady Olivia keeps no folly.
Shall have no true fool till she be married, for fools are to husbands as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. No, I'm not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw you late at Count Ursino's.
Ah, foolery, sir, doth walk around the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I'm sorry, the fool should be as awful your master as my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, now pass upon me, I no more with thee. Hold now, sir. There is expense for thee.
Well, now Jove, in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I tell you I'm almost sick for one, though I not have it on my own chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
Why, I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia and match Cressida to her trolley.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis very well baked.
The matter, I hope, is not great, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within, sir. I shall construe to her whence you come. Who you are and what you would are out of my welcome. I would say element, but the word is overward.
This fellow's wise enough to play the fool. And to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of person and the time. And, like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly he shows is quite fit, but a wise man, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir,
Dieu vous garde, messieurs.
et voici votre serviteur.
Oh, I hope you are, sir, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter if your trade be done.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she is the list of my voyage.
Well, then taste thy legs. Put them in motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than you bidding me to taste my legs.
I mean to enter, sir, to go.
Oh, I will answer you with gate and entrance. Oh, but we are prevented. A most excellent and accomplished lady, the heaven rain odors upon thee.
That youth's a rare courtier. Rain odors? Well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but your own vouchsafe impregnant matter.
Odors. Vouchsafed. Pregnant. I'll get them all three ready.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Sir, give me your hand.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant? 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning were called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino, you.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, what they were blank rather than filled with me.
I come to let your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
By your leave, I pray you, I bade you speak never again of him. But if you were to undertake another suit, I had rather hear you to solicit it in music from the spheres.
Oh, dear madam.
Give me leave, I beseech you. I did send, after your last enchantment here, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me, you. Under your hard construction must I sit, to force that on you in a shameful cunning which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honor at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. Cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart. So, let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
Well, that's a degree to love.
No, not a cries. For 'tis a vulgar proof that very often we pity our enemies.
Oh, why then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. Oh, world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much better to fall before the lion than the wolf. What upbraids me for the waste of time? Fear not, good youth, I'll not have you. And yet, when wit and youth are come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Oh, then westward ho! Grace and good disposition be upon your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay, I prithee, and tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That I think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
Would you were as I would have you be?
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I'm your fool.
What a great deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by maidenhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so that, maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reason from this clause, for that I woo thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
Oh, by my innocence, I swear, and by my youth, I have but one heart, one bosom, and one truth, that no woman has, nor never none shall be mistress of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet come again tomorrow, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No! Faith, I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Venom, give thy reason.
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors for the Count serving them than she ever bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, little boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was an argument of love in her toward you.
Slight, wilt thou make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate through oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favor to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awaken your dormant valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jests fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was at your hand, and this was balked. And the double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you have now sailed north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on a judgment's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt, either of valor or policy.
And it be anyway. It must be a valor for policy I hate.
Why then, build me build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge the Count's youth to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places.
Yes.
My niece will take note of it, and assure thyself, there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation of woman than on the report of valor.
There's no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me? Challenge him?
Go, write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief, 'tis no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and free of invention. Taunt him with the license of thy ink. If thou vowest him some thrice, it will not go amiss. And as many lies as will lie in thy sheet of paper, that were big enough for the bed of wear in England, set him down. Go about it. Let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou writes with a goose pen. No matter. About it.
Where shall I find you?
I will call thee the cubiculum. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
He has been dear to me since some 2000 or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it?
Yeah, never trust me then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. For Andrew, if he were opened, you'd find not so much blood in his liver that would clog the foot of a flea. I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth, bears no great visage of their prisons.
Oh, how the youngest run of 9 comes!
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Yon gold Malvolio is turned to heathen. A true renegado. Oh, for there is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stockings!
And cross-gartered!
Most villainously like a pedant that keeps school in the church. Now, I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey every point of the letter that I have dropped to betray him. And he does smile his face into more lines than is in the near map with the augmentation of the Indies. Oh, you've not seen such a thing as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him, and if she do, he'll smile and take it for great favor.
Come,
this to him. I would not, by my will, have troubled you, but since you make a pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth. Not all love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage, but jealousy of what might befall your travel, being skillless in these parts, which, to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often proves rough and unhospitable. My willing love, the rather, by these arguments of fear, set forth in your pursuit.
Oh, kind Antonio, I can no other answer make, but thanks and ever thanks. And off, good turns are shuffled off with such ungrunt pay. Were my worth as is my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. But what's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
But I am not tired, and 'tis long tonight. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with memorials and things of fame that do renown this city.
Oh, would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk upon these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Count, his galleys I did some service, of such note indeed, that were I taken here would scarce be answered.
Belike you slew a great number of his people?
The offense was not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. Might have since been answered by repaying what we took for them, which for traffic's sake most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which if I be lapsed here I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me yet. Hold, sir, here is my purse. In the south suburbs at the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, whiles you beguile your time and fill your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Why I your purse?
Haply your eye shall light upon some toy you have desired to purchase. And your store, I think, is not for idle market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer then, and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I have sent for him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth are bought more often begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where is Malvolio? He's sad and civil and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship would best have some guard about you if he comes, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
So call him hither. I'm as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does cause some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is. Please one, please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Well, not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. Yes, it did come to his hands, and commands shall be answered. I think we do both know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed! Aye, sweetheart, I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so, and kiss my hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, nightingales answer doors.
Why come you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Oh, be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
Some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee!
Dost thou not remember who commended thy yellow stocking?
Thy yellow stockings?
And wish to see thee ever cross-gartered?
Cross-gartered?
Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
I made?
And if not, Let me see the servant still.
This is very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of Count Orsino has returned, and I can hardly achieve him back. He awaits thy lady's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people take especial care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh ho! Do you come near me now? No worse a man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn with him. Or she incites me to this in the letter, and consequently sets down the manner how as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth. I have limed her. And when she went away just now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow! Not Malvolio, not after my degree, but fellow! Why, everything adheres together. That no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance, nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. But Jove is to be thanked for this, and Jove make me thankful.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is, here he is. How be it with you, sir? How be it with you, man?
Go off! I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Oh, how hollow the fiend within him speaks. Did I not tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you have a care of him.
Aha! Does she?
Go to, peace. We must deal with him gently. Let me alone with him. How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What, man, defy the devil? Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Ah, you, and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it to heart.
Pray God he be not bewitched. Carry his water to the wise woman.
Aye, and it will be done tomorrow morning if I live. My lady will not lose him for more than I'll say.
What ho, mistress?
Oh, Lord.
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him.
No way but gentleness, gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
How do you, my buck? How dost thou chuck?
Sir!
Aye, bid ye come with me. What, man? 'Tis not for gravity to play at cherry pit with Satan. Hang him, foul collier!
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, minx!
Oh, no, I warned you. He will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all! You are shallow, idle things, and I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
If this were to be played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as an improbable fiction.
His very genius hath taken the infection of the device.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint. Why, we will make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already of the belief that he's mad. We must carry it thus for our pleasure and penance, until our very pastime, tired and out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him. At which point, we will bring our device to the bar and crown thee a finder of madmen. Oh, but see.
Oh, more matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge. Read it. But I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy?
Aye, is it? Do but read. Warrant you. Give me.
Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valid.
valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly. But thou liest in thy throat, and that is not the matter I challenge thee for.
Very brief and exceeding good sense, alas.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
Good.
thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still, you keep all the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew
Aguchi!
If this letter not move him, his legs cannot. I'll give it him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. The youth is now in commerce with my lady and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew. Scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a pumpkin. As thou seest him, draw! And as thou draw, swear horrible. For it comes so oft that a terrible oath, with swaggering accent sharply twanged off, gives manhood more approbation than proof itself ever would have earned. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing!
And now I will not deliver this letter. For the behavior of the youth gives him out to be of good capacity in breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. And this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will stir no terror in the youth. You'll find it comes from a clodpole. But, sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth, and set upon Aguacheek some notable report of valor. This will drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, to a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright the both of them that they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
Here he comes with your niece. Give way until they leave, and presently after.
I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
You've said too much into a heart of stone, and laid mine honor too unchariot on it. There is something in me that reproves my fault, but such a potent and headstrong fault it is that it but mocks reproof.
With the same passion that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not, it hath no tongue to vex you. And I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny? What honor saved may upon asking give?
But nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor can I give to him that which I have given to you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare you well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell!
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir?
That defense thou hast, I take thee to it. Of what nature the wrongs thou hast done them, I know not. But thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at orchard end. Your assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I'm sure that no man hath any quarrel of me. My remembrance is very free and clear of any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard. For your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and fury can furnish man withal.
Pray you, sir, what is he?
He is knight, dubbed with an unhatched rapier and on a carpet consideration. But he is the devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that there can be no satisfaction but by pangs of death and sepulchre. Hobnob is his word. Give it, or take it.
I'll return again into the house and desire some conduct of a lady. I am no fighter. I've heard of some kind of men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. It would be like this is the kind of man that quirk.
Sir, no.
Oh.
His indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not to the house, unless you undertake that with me, which with as much safety you might answer him. Therefore get you on. Draw, Strip thy sword stark naked, for meddle you must, that's certain. Or forswear to wear iron about you!
This is as uncivil as it's strange. I beseech you, sir, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It's something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signor Fabian, stay you by the gentleman to my return.
Pray you, ma'am, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing too great of the promise to read him by his form. He is often in the proof of his valor. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite of any man in all of Illyria. Will you walk toward him? I will make your peace with him, if I can.
I shall be very bound to you for it. I am one who'd rather go Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much about my metal.
Why, man, he's the very devil. I have not seen such a farrago. I had pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all, and he gives me the stucking with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. He will pay you as surely as your feet hit the ground they step. They say he is fencer to the Sophie.
Pox on it, I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he cannot be pacified. Signor Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it, I'd have seen him damned, or I would have challenged him if I know he had been so valiant and cunning in fence. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Dre Capilet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here. Make good show of it. This shall not end in the perdition of souls. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have convinced him to use the devil.
He is as conceited as him, and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
Sir, there is no remedy. He will fight you for his oath's sake. Mary, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and now finds it to be scarce worth talking of. Therefore draw for the supportance of his vow.
Oh, pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
Sir Andrew, there is no remedy. For his honor's sake, he will have one bout with you. But he has promised me, as he is gentleman and soldier, that he will not hurt you. Come, to it!
Oh, pray God he keep his oath.
I do tell you, sir, 'tis against my will. No!
Put up your sword! If this young gentleman have done you offense, I take the fault on me. If he hath offended you, I for him defy you.
Why, man, what are you?
One, sir, that for his love dare yet do more than you have heard him brag he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
Here come the officers!
I'll be with you anon.
Pray, sir, put up your sword if you would please.
Very will I, sir. And for that promise that I had for you, I'll be as good as my word. He reigns easily and will bear you well.
This is the man. Antonio, I arrested the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no shot. I know thy favor well, though they wear no sea cap on thy head. He knows I know his favor well. Take him away.
This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy, I shall answer it. What will you do? Now my necessity makes me to ask for my purse. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? For the fair kindness you have showed me here, in part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My holding isn't much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, there is half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack of persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with all those kindnesses I have shown you.
I know of none, nor know you by voice or any quality. I hate ingratitude in a man more than drunkenness, babbling, vainness, lying, or any taint of wit whose strong corruption in
Oh,
habit...
heavens
Come,
themselves.
sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth you see before you, I did snatch one half out of the jaws of death, relieved from such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought proved most vulnerable worth, did I devotion.
And what is this to us? Take him away, away!
But oh, how vile an idol proves this god. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good features shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evil are empty trunks overflourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Take him. Away.
Lead me on.
Methink his words do with such passion fly, that he believes himself. So do not I. Oh, prove true, imagination. Oh, prove true that I, dear brother, mean thou take him for you.
Come hither, Knight, come hither, Fabian. We'll whisper the while over some sage sauce.
Oh, he named Sebastian. I, my brother, yet know living in my glass. Even such and so in favor was my brother. And still he went in this fashion. A color, ornament, for him I imitate. Oh, if it prove true, tempests are kind, and salt water's fresh in love.
He's a very dishonest and paltry boy. More coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in his leaving his friend in necessity and denying him. And on his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Slid, I'll after him again and beat him.
Do cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I will not lay any money on this. There'll be nothing yet.
Will you make me believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well held out, in faith. No, I do not know you, nor am I sent to you by my lady to bid you go and speak to her. Nor is your name not Master Cesario, nor is this not my nose neither. Nothing that is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest me not.
Vent thy folly. He has heard the word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. Vent thy folly. I fear this great love of the world might prove a cockney. I prithee, ungird thy strangeness and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to it that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There's money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment!
By my troth, sir, you have an open hand. These wise men who give fools money will earn themselves good report after 14 years' purchase. Now, sir, I have met you again. And this one is for you.
Why, and there's for thee! No! And now! And now! Are all the people mad?
Come, sir, hold, or throw your dagger on the house.
That will tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for a
Come, sir, halt!
Hey, let him alone! I will go another way about him. I'll have an action of battery against him if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first. Yet there's no matter for that now. Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my young soldier, put up your irons, for you are well fleshed. Come on.
I will be clear of thee. What wouldest thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood.
On thy life I charge thee, hold!
Madam.
Will it ever be thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains or the barbarous caves where manners ne'er were taught? Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rudesby, be gone! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, and not thy passion, sway thee in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Come with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou mayst smile at this. Thou shalt not choose, but go, do not deny. Beshrew his soul for me, he hath started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or else I am mad? Or else this is a dream? Let fancy still my sins in least steep, or if it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Then come, I prithee, would thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so and so be!
Nay, I prithee, put on the spirit in this gown, and make him believe that you are Sir Topus the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the whilst.
Nay, I shall dissemble myself in it. And I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. Not tall enough to become the function well, nor lean enough to be thought a good student, but to be said a honest man, and a good housekeeper is as much to say a careful man and a good scholar. Competitors enter.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
Buenos dias, Sir Toby! For, as that old hermit of Prague who never saw pen and ink once said to the niece of King Gorbaduc, that is. And so I, being Master Parsons, am Master Parson. For what is that but that, and is but is?
To him, Sir Thomas.
What ho, I say? Peace in this prison.
The knave counterfeits out well.
Who calls there?
Sir Topus the curate, here to visit Malvolio, the lunatic.
Sir Topus! Sir Topus! Good Sir Topus, go to my lady!
Out, hyperbolic fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou of nothing but ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topus, never was a man thus wronged! Good Sir Topus, do not think I am mad! They have laid me here in hideous darkness!
Fie, thou dishonest Satan! He used modest terms, as one of those humble sorts that will level himself with courtesy. Sayest thou that this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus!
Why, it has bay windows as transparent as barricadoes, and cellar stories to the south north as lustrous as ebony. Yet complainest thou of obstruction?
Yes, I am not mad, Sir Topus. I say to you, this house is dark.
Nay, madman, thou errest. There is no darkness here, but ignorance, in which you are more clouded than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never a man thus abused. I am no more mad than you are. Make a trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our grandam might haply inhabit a bird.
What thinkest thou on his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and in no way approve his opinion.
Remain thou in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I allow thy wits, and fear to kill a woodcock lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Sir Topus!
My most excellent Sir Topus.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou mightst have done it without thy beard and gown. He sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word of how thou findest him. I would be well rid of this knavery, and if he be conveniently delivered, I would he were. For I am now so far in offense with my niece that I can no longer pursue the sport of the upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady does.
Whoa.
My lady is unkind, purdy.
Whoa.
Alas, why is she so?
Whoa.
She loves
I
another.
say!
Who calls her?
Good fool! As ever thou wilt deserve well at my hand, help me to a candle and pen, ink and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio!
Aye, good fool.
How fell thee beside thy 5 wits?
Fool! There was never a man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
As well? Why, you must be mad indeed to be as well in your wits as a madman.
Oh, they have here profited me, keep me in darkness, and send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, your wits the heavens restore. I devour thyself to sleep and leave thy vain bibble-babble.
Sir Topus! Sir Topus!
Hold no words with him, fellow. Who, sir? Not I, sir. Very well, sir. God be with you, good Sir Topaz. Marry, amen. I will, sir, I will.
Fool, I say!
Alas, patience, I pray thee. What would you have me do? I am shent for speaking to you.
Good fool! Help me to some light and some paper. I tell thee, I am as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
Well a day that you were, sir.
By this hand I am. Good fool, some ink and paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you. But tell me true, are you mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. But I will fetch you light, and paper, and ink.
Fool, I'll requite thee in the highest degree. I pray thee, be gone.
I am gone, sir, and anon, sir, till you see me again.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me. And though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant. Yet there he was, and there I did find this credit that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense that this may be some accident, but yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to no other truth, but that I am mad. Or else the lady's mad, yet if 'twere so, she could not command her house, sway her followers, give and take back affairs, and their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing, as I perceive she does. There's something in it that's deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, follow me and this holy man into the chantry by. There, before him and underneath that consecrated roof, apply to me the full assurance of thy faith, that my too jealous and most doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it, whiles you're willing it shall come to note, what time we will our celebration keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I will follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Oh, then lead the way, Father, and heaven so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
As thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Oh, good, Mistress Fabian. Grant me another request.
Anything.
Do not desire to see this letter.
This is to give a dog in and recompense desire my dog again.
Belong thee to Lady Olivia, friend?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, good fellow?
Ah, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary, the better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How is that so?
Well, sir, my friends praise me and make an ass of me, while my enemies tell me plainly that I am an ass. So by my friends, I benefit in the knowledge of myself, and by my enemies, I benefit in the knowledge of myself, by my friends, I am abused. Therefore, if conclusions be as kisses, with 4 negatives to your 2 affirmatives, the better for my foes, the worse
Why,
for my
this
friends.
is excellent.
Not at all, sir, though it please you to be one of my friends.
Oh, thou shalt not be the worse for me. Here's some gold.
Ah, but that it would be double dealing, sir. I would you'd make it another.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your brace in your pocket just this once and let flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I'll be so much a sinner to be a double dealer. There is another.
Primo, secundo, tertio is a good play, and as the old saying goes, a third pays for all. A triplex is a good tripping measure. Might put you in mind of the bells of St. Bennet. 1, 2, 3.
You cannot fool me out of any more money at this throw. Now, if you would tell your lady that I have come to speak with her and bring her to me, that may awaken my bounty further.
Let your bounty lullaby your bounty, sir. I will go to my lady. I go, sir, but do not think my going is the sin of covetousness. But as you say, let your bounty take a nap. I shall awaken it anon.
Oh, here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face. I do remember it well, yet when I saw it last, it was smeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bobbling vessel was he the captain of Vulcan Frizable. With such scaffold gravel did he make with the most noble bottom of our fleet. But what is the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio. He that took the Phoenix and her fraud from Candy, and did bore the tiger the day thy young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate for state and shame, in private gravel did we apprehend him.
Oh, you did me kindness, sir. Drew on my side, yet in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not 'twas but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou salt-water thief, and what foolish boldness brought thee to thy mercies, of which, in terms so dear and bloody, has made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was pirate or thief, but I confess, on base and ground enough, Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither, the most ungrateful boy there by your side. From the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I did give him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself pure into the dangers of this adverse town. Drew to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing. While one would wink, deny me my own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy. Both day and night did we keep company.
Oh, here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But, as for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. For 3 months this youth has tendered by my side, but more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord but that he cannot have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
Oh, what do you say, Cesario? Good, my lord.
My lord would speak, my duty hushes me.
If it ought to the same tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ears as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, my lord.
What to perverse this, you uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my very soul the deepest offerings have breathed thy devotion? Whatever shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord, that shall become him.
Why wouldn't I? Had I the heart to do it, like the Egyptian thief at the point of death. Kill what I love! But hear me this. Since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and I partially know the instrument that screws me from my place in your favor, live thee the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this, your servant, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven, I tend you dearly, I will take him from thy cruel eye, where he sits in your crown. Come, boy, away. My soul is rife with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I most jocund, apt and willingly, to do you rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love.
Aha!
More than I love these eyes.
Huh?
More than I love my life. More by moral mores than I should ever love wife. Oh, if I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I am detested! How am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come, boy, away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario! it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, good Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou know'st thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearst. Welcome, Holy Father. Father, I charge thee by thy reverence here to unfold, though lately we intended to keep in darkness, what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe. What doth thou know hath newly passed between this youth and me?
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by the mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact, sealed in my function, by my testimony, since when my watch hath told me, toward my grave I have traveled but 2 hours. Oh, thou disassembled cub! What wilt thou be when that time has sown a grizzle on thy case? Farewell, and take her. But direct thy feet where henceforth you and I shall never meet.
My lord, I do protest. Oh, swear not! Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God! A surgeon! Someone present, Lady Sir Toby!
What's the matter?
He has broke my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help! I'd rather 40 pound than I were at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. I thought he was a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
What, my gentleman?
Cesario! What lifelings, here he is! That I did to you, I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why did you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without charge, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. Oh, I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby now, halting. You shall hear more. But if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled you other gates than he did.
How now, good sir? What's...
Someone has hurt me! There's an end on it. Sot, didst thou see Dick Surgeon, Sot?
Oh, he's drunk, sir. An hour agone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
He's a rogue! If passing measures pay, then I hate a drunken rogue!
Away with him! Who hath made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Sir Toby. We'll be dressed together.
Will you help? An asshead, a coxcomb, a knave, a thin-faced knave of gall!
Get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other, but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit.
2 persons?
It is a natural perspective that is and is not.
Oh, my dear Antonio, how the hours have racked and tortured me since I lost thee.
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in two is not more twin than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful!
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be in my nature that deity of here and everywhere. I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, of what kin are you to me? What name? What countryman? What parentage?
Oh, Messalene, Sebastian was my father. Such Sebastian was my brother too. So wit he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed, but am grossly clad in that dimension from which the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I would let my tears fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He indeed finished his mortal act on that day that made my sister 13 years.
Oh, if nothing should make us both happy, but this, my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, and fortune do cohere and jump that I am Viola. Which, to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain into this town where by my maiden meads, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble duke.
What?
All the fortune hath since been between this lord and this lady.
So it comes, lady, you have been mistook. But by nature to her bias, you would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therein, by my life, deceived. You're betrothed to both a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, as the glass seems true, then I shall have my place in this most happy rack. Boy, thou hast said 1,000 times that thou shalt never love a woman as to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear. And all those swearings keep as true as doth that orbed conscience of fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hands, and let me see thee in thy women's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first into this town hath my native garments. He, upon some action, is now in durance at Malvolio's suit, a follower and gentleman of my lady's.
Ye shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. Alas, now, I do remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he is in distract. A frenzied extraction of my own remembrance hath clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
He holds Beelzebub's stays as well as any man in his position may do. Has here writ you a letter, which I should have delivered today morning, but as a madman's epistles and no gospels, that skills matter not when delivered.
Open it and read it.
Listen then, and be well edified, when the fool will read the madman.
How now? Art thou mad?
No, I do but read madness, and your ladyship will have as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Prithee, read it in thy right wits.
I do, but to read my right wits is to read thus. So perpend, my princess, and give ear.
Read it you, madam.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to this semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savors not much of distract.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. Lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it, so please you here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace thy offer. Your master quits you, and so your service has done him against the metal of thy sex, and since thou hast called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from now on be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she!
Oh, is this the madman?
Aye, Lord, this same. How now, Malvolio?
Lady, you have done me wrong! Notorious wrong!
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady! You have. Pray out! Peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can, in hand, or phrase, or say 'tis not your seal, not your invention. You can say none of this! Well, grant it then. And tell me in the modesty of honor why you have given me such clear lights of favor, bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people, and having acted this in an obedient hope, why have you suffered me to be thus imprisoned, put in a dark house, visited by the minister, and made the most notorious get and gall that e'er invention played on? Tell me!
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my hand, though I confess, much like the character of it. But 'tis out of question Maria's hand. And now, I do bethink me, 'twas she first told me thou wast mad, then camest in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee, be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee, but when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour to which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess. It was myself and Sir Toby that set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. How with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge. If the injuries be on both sides weighed that have passed.
Alas, poor fool, how they have baffled thee!
Well, some are born great. Some achieve greatness. And some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one too in this enterprise. One Sir Topaz. But that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. Ooh, but do you remember? Madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal, and smile not, he gagged? And so the wagging of time brings about his revenge.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you!
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He has not spoken of the captain yet. When that comes, as golden time shall prevent, we shall have a solemn combination of our dear souls. Meanwhile, sweet sister, will not part from hence. Cesario, come. As that's who you are, as you are a man. However, in all other fancies else, you are seen Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When I was but a little tiny boy with a hey-ho, the wind and rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. And when at last I come to wive, with a hey-ho, the wind and rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. A long time ago the world began, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain. But that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.